Okay, I think we are live. We're going to start recording. Excellent, excellent. And now I am just going to share to my page. Welcome, people, if you have joined us. Very excited for you to be here. We are going to have a really, really cool live session for you tonight. So we'll just start in 2 minutes. Just need to make sure that this is going live, which it says that it is. Comment if you can see me, then I'm going to know that you are here. Here we go. I can see it. Brilliant. So, just trying to get this one shared with my page, but I can't figure that out yet. Aha! Here's the button. Okay. Here we go. Share now. Live now. Okay, thank you for your patience with me. I'll get better at this as we go through. Tonight, we are going to be doing some really, really, really cool stuff. So I'm going to be talking to you about how to unlock emotional relief. So how back pain and emotions are connected. And I'm going to take you through a technique rooted in neuroscience to help you clear those emotions and therefore deal with back pain or any other pain that you're suffering that is emotional related. Okay. So we'll start by letting you know that this is educational, okay? And so always check with your doctor before changing routines, particularly when it comes to pain. If you're new here or even if you're returning, hit like and share this on your page and comment ready if you're ready to take control of your emotions and your pain. Okay, let's get started. Have you ever noticed, if you've got back pain, that it flares up during stress? Or any pain, jaw tension, anything like that? Okay. Maybe a tough day at work or after some family tension. Dr. John Sarno, he was a pioneer in mind-body medicine. He called this tension myositis syndrome. He found that suppressed emotions like anger, rage, stress, anxiety triggered the stress response in the body, releasing cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones would cause muscle tension and inflammation and make pain feel worse. He proposed that this was a distraction from emotional distress, that the pain was caused to distract from it. Okay. And so when the stress system was activated, you'd get inflamed, your fear center of your brain, the amygdala, would amplify pain signals. And another thing that happens, which is backed by modern science, is that when you're stressed and when you're in pain, your prefrontal cortex actually shrinks a little bit. It gets less activated. So that means you're less able to handle emotions. You're less able to handle pain, to manage pain. Repeated stress over and over and over is going to rewire the brain. Okay. It's going to make the amygdala bigger and it's going to make the prefrontal cortex less active. And this can make pain chronic, even without injury. Okay, this is called central sensitization. This is a condition where the central nervous system becomes hypersensitive. It amplifies pain signals even in the absence of injury. It's driven by repeated stress, repeated stimuli. It's causing neurons in the spinal cord and the brain to just react and overreact. In 2017, in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research, there was a study that confirmed that chronic stress contributes to central sensitization, making pain feel more intense and persistent. And so we're not saying that your pain's not real. What we're saying is that it feels more intense and more persistent when you're stressed, okay? And what's the difference? If you feel it, it's real. In 2023, McGill University study concluded that childhood stress and trauma increased the likelihood of developing chronic pain later in your life. The more stress and the more trauma in your childhood, hence the more buried emotions, the more likely to develop other problems too, such as weight gain and obesity. Remember, even though we know emotions can worsen pain, must always consult with a healthcare professional, right? So even though we're proposing here that stress, trauma, and emotions has an effect on chronic pain, we want to rule out physical causes first before attributing pain to emotions or attributing pain to central sensitization. So if stress can wire the brain for pain, can reducing it be part of the solution? Yes, it can. There are plenty of studies, like one in 2018 in pain medicine, that showed that mindfulness or cognitive behavioral therapy calmed down the nervous system, lowered cortisol, and reduced pain. Hypnosis, non sleep deep rest, and meditation work very similarly, so they're also going to help. If you understand the mind body link, you can lessen symptoms of pain. Acknowledging emotions, for example, through journaling or psychotherapy and counseling, can reduce pain. Many patients of Dr. John Sarno felt relief from pain without any physical treatment at all. I've seen those results in my clinic as well, and I want this relief to start for you today. That's why I'm going to take you through this powerful exercise that I created specifically to address this. So, first, let's look at negative emotions and pain. The main way that emotions and pain are connected is via the stress response, as we've said. Okay, so what's the mechanism? Negative emotions such as fear, anger, sadness, and shame, shame are perceived as threats by the limbic system in the brain. Okay, this is your emotional center, particularly the amygdala. A message is then sent to your hypothalamus, which triggers corticotropin releasing hormone. Okay, this sends a chemical signal through your body that tells your adrenals to release a bunch of hormones, with the main one being cortisol. When cortisol goes up over time, inflammation is the result. Inflammation, pain. Think flare up. Okay. Parallel to this, when the amygdala perceives threat, so say fear, anger, stress, shame, it activates the hypothalamus, which stimulates sympathetic nervous system. What you need to know is it's sending a direct nerve signal. So as well as having the chemical signal, we've got a nerve signal as well going to the adrenal glands, okay? These are going to release adrenaline and noradrenaline. You've probably heard of these. What do? They increase your heart rate. They dilate your airways to get more oxygen in. They help you to deal with danger. It's your fight or flight. They're redirecting blood to muscles. They're sharpening mental focus. And they're suppressing non-essential functions. Okay, it's fast and short-lived, but it's very different from the slower cortisol response. So emotions have two separate responses on your physical body. Okay, you've got a quick, short, sharp one to deal with immediate danger, and then you've got the longer effect that lingers to deal with long-term stress. Okay, now this over time, if it's continually activated and you don't come back to rest, if you don't come back to safety, is going to cause problems, pain, inflammation. Now, let's look on the other side of positive emotions. So, positive emotions such as joy, love, gratitude, awe, compassion, they're all processed differently. They actually dampen down those same effects. They make us feel safe. What happens to the brain during positive emotions? Well, when we experience love or gratitude or compassion, the prefrontal cortex, the thinking, the meaning making part of your brain is activated. Inside there, the anterior cingulate cortex, which is for emotional regulation, is activated. These regions inhibit the amygdala. So the amygdala was that part of your brain that started that stress cascade. These are inhibited by other parts of your brain when you feel good, okay? So positive emotion is really important. It's not enough just to take away the stress. We want to also increase positive emotions if you don't want to have chronic pain. When the amygdala is inhibited, we have reduced fear, we have reduced threat detection, we have less activation of fight or flight. So, if you want to have a pain-free back, or maybe you've got jaw pain or something else, we want to decrease negative emotions and increase the positive ones. Let's work on that together now. Okay. Before we start this technique that I've made for you, I want to reframe emotions for you because I bet you've heard the old model of emotion, known as the classical view, that emotions are hardwired. that they're universal, that we all experience the same anger, fear, and joy, that there's distinct facial expressions, body state, and brain circuitry involved, that the brain reacts to stimulus. So something happens and you automatically feel a specific emotion. For example, see a snake, feel fear, heart races. The key idea here of the classic view is that emotions are built in reflexes and that they're the same for everyone. But this is not true. This is not true. There has been a new model constructed by largely the work of Lisa Fieldman Barrett. And she was able to prove over and over and over again that emotions are not fixed. They are constructed by your brain and they use past experiences, they use culture, and they use language. Your brain is constantly predicting what's happening in your body and in the world, and then labeling those sensations. You don't have emotions, you make them. This is important. So, that racing heart after seeing a snake, that could be labeled as fear. But if it's a surprise birthday party, that same racing heart that feels exactly the same in your body might be labeled as excitement. It's the same body response, but a different emotion. We've constructed a different emotion. With that in mind, let's move to the technique. Okay, so we've called it Daryl's Mind Body Reset because I want my name on a technique. And we're going to go through this together, but you won't learn it first time, okay? So you're going to need to write down some notes as you go or write them in the chat. But don't worry, this is recorded. You can come back until you learn it. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook on our page. Come back and watch this video whenever you need to deal with a pain or an emotion. If you don't already, now is a good time to grab a pen and paper. But again, you can feel free to pop into the chat. And while you're grabbing your pen and paper, I am just going to check who's here. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want you to do is to close your eyes and put your attention to your body. This is step one. Just breathe slowly and put your attention to your body. It's called introspective awareness. This is the key to emotional construction. You're sensing your internal body states. Start with your head and your jaw. What do you notice? What do you feel? Move down to your shoulders. How do they feel? Down your back. Just notice. Don't judge. Don't try and feel a particular way. Just notice. What do you feel in your back, your lower back? Just move down through your body. What do you notice? Do you have a tight chest from anxiety? Do you have a clenched jaw, potentially from anger? These pains or tensions signal emotions before your mind labels them. Okay. So by noticing emotions, you're activating your prefrontal cortex, and this is going to help you calm down the stress response. But first, we want to notice what we're feeling. So put your attention on your body. What do you feel? Comment in the chat below or write it down. Okay, what do you feel? Do you feel pain in your lower back? Do you feel sensation? Now, when I'm doing this, I'm feeling a little bit of tension in my lower back. And I know why that is. But we'll get to that as we go through. So then step two is to pause and reflect on your emotions. So take a deep breath. Your eyes can be open or closed and just say, what am I feeling now? I'm feeling totally excited. I love doing this. What are you feeling now? And then say it out loud. It seems like I'm feeling a little bit excited, or it seems like I'm feeling frustrated. It seems like I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling tired. Thanks, fuzzy pain in my jaw at the moment. So when you think about that pain in your jaw, ask yourself, what am I feeling now? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right. This feels like sadness. I'm sensing tension. I feel fear. It seems like I'm overwhelmed. Just Tell yourself whatever it is that you're feeling. This makes your emotions feel heard, so they don't keep screaming at you through your body, okay? If you suppress your emotions, if you don't let them be heard, you will get a symptom. Now, it does this by reducing activity in the amygdala. So remember that part of the fear center part of your brain that starts that cascade of stress response. It's calmed down when you correctly label an emotion. So, what are you feeling? Pop it in the chat. Tension. There we go. What am I feeling? A little bit of overwhelm. A lot going on. Trying to watch my live, make sure it's streaming, trying to check my notes, make sure I get it right. Thinking about what I've got to do tomorrow. What is it for you? Just notice. Feels like I'm a bit overwhelmed. Feels like I'm a bit angry. Feels like I'm a bit frustrated. Now, whatever you are feeling, whether you've written it down or put it in the chat, realize that your brain is making predictions. So, step 3 is to notice the prediction that your brain is making. Emotions are not automatic reactions. That's old model. What we know is that they're actually predictions that your brain makes. Remember, from the constructed emotions model, your brain uses past experiences, for example, stressful arguments or parents that are arguing, and the current context. I'm doing a Facebook Live or I've got a meeting coming up, and it takes these together to construct what you're feeling. So Fiona Snook's got a stiff neck, thank you, or tension. Fuzzy Gove, pain in jaw and tension. So what you're doing is you're connecting these sensations that you've got there, overwhelm, and the tension that comes from it, and then label an emotion. So if there's physical tension, is there emotional tension? Is there anticipation? So try and give a word to that. When you got back pain, for example, you might just ask, what's my brain predicting right now? With whatever you're feeling, the next step is to write down, what is my brain predicting? Is it predicting danger, predicting stress? Is it predicting something bad to happen? Step 4 is apply this to your situation, clarifying what you've already noticed. So naming it, it feels like anxiety, helps identify the emotion driving the pain. Recognizing sensations as predictions and not facts reduces the fear of pain, calming the amygdala and lowering stress, lowering pain signals. So, for example, if your back is tensing during a work call, it might predict anxiety based on a past stressful event. So, clarify, what did you notice? I'm feeling pain in my jaw because I'm overwhelmed. My brain is predicting hard work. Or I'm feeling a stiff neck. I've got tension. My brain is predicting a heavy burden to carry, a lot of work to do. So think, what is my brain predicting? You might not get this spot on first time. It's okay. But what is my brain predicting? Think of when something hurt. If it's not hurting now, what was going on? What was going on when that happened? What was going on in your life? What was your brain predicting for you? Pop it in the chat or write it down. Okay. Time for a quick ad break. British tea. When I'm overwhelmed, I have a British tea. Thank you, Jenna, for bringing this over from Scotland for me. British tea. Okay. Good mix of caffeine and theanine. Right. Step 5. We're going to reframe sensations as signals. Okay. So we're going to reframe pain as a signal. Pain from muscle tension isn't just pain, but it's part of the brain's emotional construction. It means that the sensations that you feel, like back pain or muscle tension or jaw pain or a sore shoulder, it's not just physical, but it's actually created by your brain as part of how it builds emotions based on past experiences, current context, and bodily signals. This combines to make your constructed feeling of what you're feeling right now. For example, your brain might interpret a sore shoulder or a stiff neck as a sign of stress or anxiety. So, constructing the emotion of pain together with anxiety as a way to alert you to an underlying issue. Okay. So, the idea here is that your brain might be making the pain in your neck or your jaw or your back and doing it at the same time as feeling the emotion of anxiety or stress in order to let you know you're feeling it, to let you know there's a problem, to let you know that your brain is predicting a problem right now or in the future that you need to deal with. So change your self-talk from my back feels tight to my brain is signaling stress, from my jaw feels sore to my brain is signaling overwhelm, from a stiff neck to my brain is signaling tension. Okay? You're shifting your perspective by telling yourself that the tightness in your pain in your back is not just a physical problem, but a message from your brain signaling an emotion like stress, helping you to see it as a manageable cue rather than a threat. So, type in the chat, what is your brain signaling to you? Fozzie, we've got anxiety, worry, amazing. What is your brain signaling to you? My brain is signaling to me that I'm in hypnosis because when I do these techniques, I hypnotize myself, which, if you don't know it, that's part of what's happening. Because when you go internally, when you go into your body, when you use introspection, when you analyze your emotions, that's actually hypnotic. You're actually taking your attention away from the outside world and you're going into your subconscious. So, step 6 is get specific. So, when I talk to adult clients, everything can make them anxious or angry. But the idea is that they brush everything with a broad stroke. I hear this over and over. I even heard it today. It makes me anxious. I'm feeling anxious. My anxiety. When I ask my clients, how do you know that you're anxious? How do you know that you're not excited or anticipating something or overly caffeinated? They realize that they've been generalizing. They've just got into the habit of labeling that feeling of the racing heart and the breathing as anxiety. Okay. They've just generalized it. So, step 6 is get specific. We want to stop that. Emotions are not uniform broad strokes. In the same way that artists and gays know that 20 different shades of blue, there's not just blue, there's azure, cobalt, indigo, navy, teal, aqua, lapis, and so on and so on. You can learn to distinguish between different emotions. So let's take the emotion of anger, for example. If someone upset you, or your jaw is clenched, or your back is sore, and you think, I'm angry, are you angry or are you full of rage? Are you furious? Are you wrathful? Are you indignant? Are you exasperated? Are you annoyed? Are you irritated? Are you resentful? Are you simply displeased? Are you hostile? Are you vexed? Are you petulant? Are you acrimonious? It goes on and on and on. Okay. This is called emotional granularity. Emotional granularity is about using a rich vocabulary to pinpoint exact emotions. This helps your brain better understand the signals and to regulate your feelings. Okay, getting specific refines your brain's predictions and calms the amygdala, calms the stress response, and therefore reduces pain amplification. Okay, so whatever emotion you're feeling, whatever you're feeling right now, if you're feeling tension or anxiety or worry, I want you to think, am I feeling anxious or am I just anticipating something? Am I a little bit excited? The big one for me is realizing that I had thought I was an anxious person because I felt anxiety a lot. I'm very excitable. I'm just excited a lot. I'm excited about a lot of things. I really enjoy life. And so a lot of the time I used to go, oh, I'm anxious. And now I go, am I anxious or am I just excited? No, I'm excited. Take a moment to think about what you're feeling. What are you really feeling? If you aren't sure, get a thesaurus. I want you to go and get a thesaurus or Google it. Put synonyms for fear or synonyms synonyms for anxiety, and see if you can get the exact word. I don't want you to use general words like anxiety or anger. See if you can get something more specific, and just write that down for yourself or pop it in the chat. Just give you a moment to do that. What are you feeling, and what specifically are you feeling? Anticipating. There we go. Thank you. Because remember, emotional granularity, it's about using a rich vocabulary to pinpoint exact emotions. This helps your brain understand the signals from your body and regulate your feelings better. Step 7, Ask, what is this feeling or situation telling my brain? So, this is linking emotional context to physical pain. This is going to help break the stress pain cycle. It's reinforcing step 4. For example, it's telling me I need to rest. It's telling me my boss is dangerous. It's telling me my wife is unhappy. It's telling me I've got too much on my plate. What is this feeling telling your brain? It's telling me I'm not looking forward to that meeting tomorrow. It's telling me that this person that I'm going to spend time with isn't nice to me. What is it telling you? And again, you don't have to write this one down. This could be quite personal, but feel free to pop it in the chat or just write it down for yourself. The question that we're asking for step 7 is, what is this feeling or situation telling my brain? Now, step 8 is to challenge the emotional predictions, okay? Your brain predicts emotions based on past patterns. I want you to question these patterns. For example, is this pain really about danger? Or is my brain replaying old stress? Just the act of doing this rewires neural pathways and leverages neuroplasticity to ease chronic pain. Ask, is this really predicting danger? Or is my brain replaying old stress? Am I really predicting a negative event? Or is my brain just replaying an old story? Yeah. Step 9 is the most fun step. We're going to break the state. So we're going to do something completely different. Okay. Sing a song, put on some music you like, dance, laugh loudly. If you can't think what to do, then just stand up, walk to the nearest mirror, point and go, "You are awesome. You're fucking awesome. You're brilliant. I love you." Okay. Or you can just point at your phone and do it with me. 1, 2, 3. "You're awesome. Fucking love you. You're amazing. You're brilliant." And then go and sit back down. Or think of the funniest word or phrase that you know and comment that in the comments. What's the funniest word you know? Funniest word I know is bulbospongiosis. Overthinking old story. Nice. It's an old story. See, as soon as you know it's an old story and it's not a current situation, that allows you to let it go. As soon as you notice that, you're giving your brain another chance of what to predict. You're not following an old pattern anymore. So, now that we've challenged the emotional predictions, now that we've broken the state, so we did a break state by doing something completely different, the last and final step is to incorporate positive predictions. Okay, so after labeling the negative emotions, looking at what was predicting, challenging it, breaking the state, it's time to visualize a new positive outcome. So maybe you were overthinking things and anticipating, but it's an old story. You've named those emotions. What do you want instead? Things are going to go well. I move freely. Now that I've named my emotions, I can move freely. Now that I've labeled my emotions, things are going to work out. Now that I've realized that's an old pattern, I feel free. Or tomorrow's going to go amazingly. This meeting is going to be easy. I can do a Facebook Live and watch the chat and make sure it's recording and read my notes at the same time. I know what I'm doing. It's okay to make mistakes. It's safe to make mistakes. What is it that you want for your future? So, whatever your personal situation, I want you to think, what is a new outcome that you could have? What's a new positive outcome? Predict it, imagine it, visualize it. I feel lighter. Great, fantastic. That is my new state. What is it like when this new positive outcome happens? What is it like when this new prediction comes true? What does it feel like? Just write it in the chat, comment, or just write it down. So, by diffusing emotions as they come up, you're reducing central sensitization, your brain's overreaction to pain signals. Repeated labeling rewires your neural pathways for better resilience. We've got, I feel lighter, I feel empowered. fMRI showed decreased emotional intensity over time when we label. So if you start labeling all the time, what am I feeling? What is my brain predicting? Let's get specific. Is this really what I'm feeling? Is this what I need to be feeling? Then over time, emotional intensity is going to go down, your stress responses calm down, and very, very importantly, muscle tension linked to back pain and other pain is now reduced. In the chat, I feel happier. I can face tomorrow with joy. Not only that, but by dealing with emotions, you are reducing chronic stress effect on your hippocampus, which is your memory and emotion area of your brain. I can't point to it, it's kind of up and in there. This promotes healing. This promotes safe, effective healing, and it's effective for so many different things. If you repeat this process over and over, it will start to become automatic. Negative emotions will no longer affect your health in the same way that they did. It can take some time to learn. That's okay. Come back, watch it on YouTube or watch it in the Facebook group for free. Once you've done it several times, you just learn it. You just do it automatically. You're just walking down the street, you feel a feeling and you go, oh, I feel anxious. Oh, or is that excitement? Oh, or I'm anticipating. Oh, what do I want to feel? Same signals from your body, but your brain is constructing a different prediction. Did you like that? Did you like the mind body reset? If so, pop something in the chat. I can see I'm happier. I can face tomorrow with joy. Brilliant. Now, let's say that you've identified emotion, and I hope that you have, that you've named it. But for some of you doing this, maybe that emotion's stuck. I think most of you seem to have managed to transform it, but we're not always going to be able to do that. Okay. Sometimes an emotion gets stuck. And if that's the case for you and you're watching this, I'm not going to leave you hanging. Okay. If it's big, if it's a really big emotion, you might need to talk to a friend. Who's somebody you can call? Write their name down or tag them in the chat. If it's a really big emotion, you might need professional support. Consider a therapist or a counselor. But for light to medium emotions, let's take care of them now. Okay, we'll just do a short hypnosis to take care of them. This is the release it to ease it hypnosis. Okay. Remember, always check with your GP before starting any hypnosis or program that might remove pain. So to start, we just want to find a comfy place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes. And take 3 slow, deep breaths. In through your nose. And out slowly through your mouth. And just let your body soften with each breath. Just 3 long, slow, deep breaths. If your breaths are a bit faster, you can take 4 or 5. That's okay. If your breaths are really slow and you just take 1 or 2, that's also okay. It's about slowing your breath down and about your out breath being longer. So in through your nose, out through your mouth. Notice any tension in your body. Tight back, shoulders. Ask yourself again, what am I feeling right now? Sometimes there's layers of an onion. Name it out loud or just say it in your mind. This feels like anxiety, or I'm sensing stress. Remember, keep it simple, no judgment. Try to be specific with it. Whatever you're feeling or sensing tension, I'm sensing stress. I want you to, just with those eyes closed and just really allowing yourself to relax deeply, to visualize a container. Okay. Could be a box or a balloon or a cloud. It's important that you're creative here. What works for you? What kind of container would you put this in? Imagine placing this emotion, for example, anxiety, into the container, or a balloon, or a cloud. What else could you put it in? A backpack, a spaceship. Be creative. Imagine placing the emotion somewhere. Just packing it in there. Okay. And as it goes into that container, I want you to see it shrinking down. Just imagine it. Just imagine it shrinking down, and the container lifts up and just starts to float away as if it's a balloon. Even if it's a balloon, even if it's a really heavy car or something like that, just floats away and just goes into the distance, out into space. It gets smaller and lighter, less heavy, smaller and lighter. Be creative. Do what you need to get rid of it. Does it go away first time? Do you need to do something else? Take a deep breath. Breathe out slowly. That emotion, just put it in to the box or the container. When it goes in, it shrinks already. The container floats away into the distance. Just let it go. Just let it happen. And now breathe deeply again. Imagine calm filling your body like a warm wave of relaxation. And when you breathe out slowly, let any residue of emotion leave your back, leave your body, leave your jaw or your shoulder or your neck. And breathe in. A warm wave of relaxation. And when you breathe out, let the emotion leave your back, leave your body. Each breath releases tension. Breathe 3 or 4 times. Let your back soften. Let your jaw soften, your neck soften. Let yourself feel ease. And each breath in, filling your body like a warm wave of relaxation. And when you breathe out, letting any residue go. Now get your hand, it doesn't matter which one, press your thumb into your palm and just start rubbing it. Just say to yourself these words in your head or out loud. I release, I ease. Picture yourself tomorrow, today, moving freely, pain-free, feeling really confident, feeling calm, full of energy. Take a deep breath. I release, I ease. Just rub that palm. Picture yourself just having this amazing time, just flexible, supple. The sensations are gone. You're totally free of that old pain. Take a deep breath. And when you breathe out, you say in your mind or out loud, I release, I ease. I release, I ease. And another deep breath. Picture yourself feeling free. It doesn't come back. The sensations are gone. I release, I ease. You're predicting your future. Make it an amazing prediction. Make it positive. Make it feel good. I release, I ease. So this is an anchor that can help you return to this anytime, okay? Anytime you want to feel as good as you're feeling right now, just going to take a deep breath. You're going to rub that palm and just go, I release, I ease. I release, I ease. So take a final deep breath and slowly open your eyes. Notice how you feel calmer, lighter. You're ready to move forward. Smile. You've just released something big. You're doing awesome. Okay, so guys, today we have unraveled the emotion pain link. We've explored how emotions like stress or anger can fuel back pain, either by creating a distraction or by physically causing it as part of a network, a part of a group feeling. Your brain might tighten muscles to distract you or to point out to you emotional stress that you're ignoring, okay? We've explored how stress hormones amplify pain by rewiring your brain in a process called central sensitization. And you've learned 2 powerful tools, or you're learning them. The mind body reset, where you learn to scan your body, name emotions, get specific, and then reframe pain and emotion as a stress signal and visualize moving freely. And you've done the release it to ease it hypnosis, a short one where you practiced getting those stuck emotions, naming them, placing them in a container, breathing them away, and anchoring calm. Okay. You know now, hopefully, that emotions can drive pain. And now you've got two practical science-backed tools to calm your body and your mind at home. These techniques help you break the pain cycle safely at home. Remember, always check with your GP before removing pain. We need to make sure it's not physical. So what are the next steps? Comment 10 steps if you're committed to trying this technique out, learning it, and making it part of your life. Stay free, okay, in the Back Pain Relief Hub, and just keep getting notifications when we have these lives. And you can just for free keep coming along doing these techniques with Pedro and myself. You can watch our YouTube videos for free. Check out Vitality for Longer on YouTube, or join our 14-day challenge at vitalityforlonger.com. Okay, we have our 3-month full Vita Method course. So if you really want to get into it, that's again at vitalityforlonger.com. This is going to let you master techniques and live a pain-free life. It's chock full of all the stretches, the meditations, the hypnosis, emotional journaling. It's all in there. Okay, you're on your way to pain-free life. Keep being amazing. And remember, we are just a tiny team, Pedro and I, putting this together, okay, with a bit of help behind the scenes from his beautiful wife, Thaisa. We'd love your support. If you enjoyed this, like it, like the page, share it with your friends, comment, go to the YouTube page, like that, make comments. It helps other people find us, okay? So any questions, fire away. I'll also be attending to questions in the Back Pain Relief Hub on Facebook. But otherwise, thank you very much for tonight. Look forward to seeing you next week. There we go. Love this. Thank you. Thank you for today's live session. You're very, very welcome, guys. Very welcome. I'll see you in the Back Pain Relief Hub for questions.